June 14th, 1944. Camp Hearn, Texas. Cold concrete presses against bare feet, draining warmth from bodies already hollowed by fear. 50 German women stand shoulder to shoulder in a windowless room, their clothes piled behind them like discarded identities. No one looks back. Looking back feels dangerous. Overhead, iron pipes run across the ceiling, thick and unforgiving. From them hang shower nozzles, silent for now, watching. The air smells of damp stone and rust. Somewhere beyond the walls, water pressure builds. A low hiss trembles through the metal like a warning. One woman grips a bar of soap so tightly her knuckles whiten. Another stares at the floor drain, imagining where it leads. No one dares to ask. They were told about rooms like this. Showers, the officers had said. They call them showers. A nurse named Lieselot closes her eyes. Her heart beats so hard it hurts. She thinks of stories whispered at night, of people who walked in and never walked out. Her lips move in silent prayer. Then a valve turns. Metal groans. Water surges. A scream tears through the room as the first spray bursts from the ceiling. Bodies flinch. Knees buckle. Tears come before thought. But there is no gas, only water. Warm, ordinary, real. And as it pours over trembling shoulders, something breaks, not flesh, but belief. Under that falling water, the women begin to understand a truth they were never meant to learn. The enemy did not kill them. He gave them soap. The train moves south for 3 days, its wheels hammering the rails with a dull, endless rhythm. Inside the crowded cars, heat presses down like a physical weight. Dust clings to skin. Sweat darkens collars. The air tastes stale, used up by too many breaths. German women sit shoulder to shoulder on hard wooden benches, knees drawn tight, hands folded in laps or clenched around small bags that carry everything they have left. No one speaks above a whisper. Words feel dangerous, as if they might summon what waits ahead. Through grimy windows, the world slides past in fragments. Flat land, open sky, fields that seem to go on forever. It does not look like war. That frightens them more. Anna, a radio operator from Munich, presses her forehead to the glass. She remembers the briefing room in Europe, the officer's calm voice, the certainty in his eyes. If you are captured by the Americans, expect no mercy. The words repeat in her mind, steady as the train's motion. A woman nearby mutters a prayer. Another quietly cries, careful not to draw attention. Someone retches into a cloth bag, not from sickness but from fear. When the train slows, hearts race, hands tremble. No one knows what comes next, only what they have been taught to expect. Death does not always arrive with noise, they were told. Sometimes it arrives politely behind closed doors with orders spoken calmly. And the train keeps moving. The train jerks, then slows to a stop. Metal screeches against metal. When the doors slide open, heat rushes in like a living thing, thick and heavy, carrying the smell of dust, grass, and sun-baked earth. The women blink, disoriented. This is not what they expected. Beyond the platform stretches open land, flat, wide, endless. No ruined buildings, no smoking craters, just fences grazing cattle, and a sky so large it feels unreal. The silence is broken only by wind and distant insects. An American soldier steps forward. He is young, freckled, barely older than most of them. His rifle hangs loose at his side. In his hand is a canteen. "Welcome to Texas," he says slowly. No shouting, no blows. The women stare at him, frozen. One hesitates, then accepts the canteen. The water is cool, clean, real. Her eyes fill before she can stop them. They are marched, not shoved, toward waiting trucks. Camp Hearn appears on the horizon. Wooden barracks in neat rows. Barbed wire glinting in the sun, gardens already green. At roll call, the camp commander speaks through a translator. "You will be treated with dignity." The word lands wrong. Dignity was something they lost long ago. That night, bread and soup are placed before them. Some refuse to eat, convinced it is a trick. Others taste cautiously, then cannot stop. One woman whispers, almost afraid of the thought itself, "If this is the enemy, then what were we taught to fear?" Morning comes without sirens. No boots slamming doors. No shouted commands ripping sleep apart. Sunlight slips through the cracks of the wooden barracks, pale and quiet, settling on blankets and tired faces. For a moment, some of the women think they are dreaming. Then the order is given, translated calmly. Medical checks, clean uniforms, first showers. The word moves through the group like a sudden chill. Shoulders tense. Hands begin to shake. A few women stop breathing altogether, as if stillness might protect them. They are led to a low concrete building at the edge of the camp. Inside, the air is damp and cold. Pipes crawl across the ceiling. drains weight in the floor. It is exactly like the rooms they were warned about. One woman collapses, sobbing. Another grips the translator's sleeve, begging in broken English. Fear spills out unchecked, raw and humiliating. The American guards hesitate, confused by the terror they did not expect. Then the translator steps forward, his face pale with understanding. Without a word, he walks beneath the nozzles, still in uniform, and turns the valve. Water crashes down over his shoulders. He lifts a bar of soap, plain and white, and rubs it between his hands until foam forms. "Just water," he says softly. When the women finally step forward, screams turn to sobs. Knees give way. Tears mix with water as belief dissolves. Later, one woman writes in her diary, "They did not punish us. They washed us." And in that moment, something far more dangerous than fear begins to grow: doubt. Food changes everything. At first, the women approach meals with suspicion. Bowls of soup steam on long wooden tables. Thick slices of white bread rest beside them, untouched. The smell alone feels dangerous, rich, warm, real. Hunger twists their stomachs, but fear holds their hands still. An older woman finally lifts her spoon. She waits. Nothing happens. Others follow. Within minutes, the room is quiet except for eating. Some cry as they swallow. No one speaks. The shame of being grateful burns almost as sharply as hunger once did. Days settle into rhythm. Work assignments come. Sewing, gardening, cleaning. The labor is steady, not punishing. American guards enforce rules without cruelty, sometimes even with patience. When a guard snaps at a woman one afternoon, he is reprimanded in front of everyone. Power restrained, feels unnatural. In the gardens, dirt works its way under fingernails. Tomatoes ripen. Okra stretches toward the sun. The women talk while they work, voices low, testing the safety of ordinary conversation. At night, they listen to the guards laugh, play cards, sing to the radio. There is no fear in the sound. That unsettles them most. Lieselot writes, "They sleep without nightmares." What kind of country raises men like this? Gratitude arrives quietly, unwelcome and undeniable. It brings guilt with it, heavy, persistent. If the enemy can be kind, then everything they were taught begins to collapse. And once doubt enters, it does not leave easily. Kindness becomes its own kind of weapon. As days pass, the women realize that fear no longer controls every breath. That is when the real struggle begins. Gratitude settles in places where loyalty once lived, and it feels like betrayal. At night, some lie awake staring at the wooden ceiling, asking questions they were never allowed to ask before. Letters arrive from home. They are thin, creased, written in rushed handwriting. Cities reduced to rubble, food scarce, fathers missing, brothers dead or silent. The words blur as tears fall. The contrast is unbearable. Warm meals here, hunger there. Safety here, ruins there. Anna reads her letter twice, then folds it carefully and presses it to her chest. Shame burns through her. Why am I safe? She thinks. What did I do to deserve this? The guards continue their routines. Fair, predictable, human. No speeches, no demands for gratitude. That makes it worse. There is nothing to resist. Slowly, propaganda loses its shape. Not through arguments or force, but through lived experience. The enemy smiles. The enemy shares food. The enemy enforces mercy. One woman writes in her diary, "They are not trying to change us. That is why we are changing." Identity begins to fracture. If everything they were taught was built on lies, then who are they now? The question lingers, unanswered, growing heavier with each passing day under the wide Texas sky.